Thank you for joining us for the Barbados Today afternoon news for Friday, July 28th. I am Mary-Claire Williams. One man is being treated at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital for gunshot wounds to his head following an incident early this morning. Police say 34-year-old Closton Robinson of Parish Land Christchurch was involved in an altercation with another man in the area around 1:30 and 2:30 a.m. when he was shot. The man fled the scene and Robinson was taken to the QEH by ambulance for medical attention. Police are asking anyone who can provide information to assist with their investigation to contact the District B police station at 437-4311 or police emergency number 211. You can also call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-TIPS, that's 1-800-8477, or the nearest police station. In other news, the CEO of the Caribbean Credit Bureau, Grady Clark, is warning that he will block plans to introduce a new credit bureau in Barbados. Clark issued the warning at a town hall meeting this week. At the time, the vice president of the Barbados Bankers Association, Ian D'Souza, announced the BBA is currently examining two proposals from international entities seeking to set up the body. Clark argues that the move will drain the island of foreign exchange.
So after all the work we have done, they now want to legislate foreign entities coming out for us not to be able to compete. So all of the work, all of the foreign exchange I spent by Bajan dollars to go to St. Lucia, to St. Vincent, to St. Kitts, to Dominica, to Grenada, and my staff will tell you how much work they've done to develop those markets. Now that we're ready to launch, you're going to enact legislation that makes it difficult for us. So I say to CARICOM, and Prime Minister Mitchell is the new chair of CARICOM, Prime Minister Mitchell, please give me your ear so I can explain to you that inviting foreign credit bureaus to own our information for us then to purchase that information again with foreign exchange, instead of building local capacity, create local jobs, is wrong. And if we unite as CARICOM, come together, then I will have the economies of scale to have a profitable credit bureau in the region to serve the region as one, which has been our goal from ever.
He also stated that he will not support the association's plans to engage the services of an international organization.
So I say the message here in Barbados, I want duplicated throughout CARICOM, and I will use social media, just like Donald Trump.
Men who have been diagnosed with cancer now have a new support group to help them cope with their illness. It was formed by cancer survivor Antoine Brother Daddy Williams, who recently had surgery for colon cancer. Williams launched the group at Accra Resort last night, and he said it is necessary as men tend not to express themselves, even when stricken with a life-threatening illness. Williams says although the group is part of the cancer support services, it will include all issues affecting men.
This group is not only for men journeying with cancer, but for those men who are willing to take part and lend their support when needed. And I want to repeat that because even from my own experience, people tend to speak to you differently and treat you differently as far as your journey with cancer is concerned. It's almost as though you're now fragile. So you are touched upon differently and looked upon differently. Notwithstanding the fact that in all of our lives we have varying cancers, not necessarily health-related, maybe mental, maybe emotional, maybe spiritual. And so we, the Conquering Men, we want to also speak about those other cancers in their lives. Because surely when we meet, I don't only want to talk about colon cancer, for sure. And I know that all of us don't only want to speak about our own personal health challenges. We want to uplift each other, we want to build each other up, and we want to celebrate each other.
Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Dr. Dexter James, says such groups are necessary for men's well-being.
I think a focus group of this kind has a tremendous opportunity for assembling men who have various challenges so that men could sit and discuss men's business in a forum that is non-threatening. One would observe that if we were to launch at the hospital today a free PSA testing for men, it's unlikely we will get the numbers that we see coming to Cancer Support Services facility done at the Queensway Hospital. And I'm hearing about the levels of enthusiasm when men congregate in a non-threatening environment where they could speak about common issues affecting men. How enthusiastic they become, as well as how supportive they feel about being in such an environment. But I wouldn't suggest that you limit the mission of or objectives of the Conquering Men to only addressing cancers. There are many other issues affecting men that men don't like to talk about.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Imagine screaming for your favorite artists as they compete in the Sweet Soca and Party Morning final of the MQI 98.1 The Wall Soca Royale in association with JetBlue, Billy B, Marvey, Lil Rick, Marsville, Nikita, RPB, Sanctuary, Shaquille, and TC battling reigning Sweet Soca Monarch Edwin. Then it's the Party Morning finals with Raz, Ali, and Reiner, Faith, Mikey, Mr. Deal, Mr. Blood, Peter Ram, Ramses Brown, and Sophia, all battling reigning Party Monarch Lil Rick. A sleek Mazda 3 for each winner. General tickets are now $60 or pay $70 at the door. Royal Sunday, July 30th at the Bushy Park Racing Circuit. It's the MQI 98.1 The Wall Soca Royale in association with JetBlue. Get your tickets now. Tickets available at the NTS, www.ticketpal.com, and all Popover box offices. Get your tickets now.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back now with news from the region. The Guyana Public Service Union is continuing to press for increased allowances for public sector workers. The union says the last increase was more than 20 years ago. We get the details in this report from HGP Nightly News in Georgetown.
The Guyana Public Service Union is questioning whether the government has any interest in dealing with the issue of increase of allowances for public servants during the annual collective bargaining negotiations. First Vice President of the GPSU, Mortimer Liven, views a hike in allowances as a very pertinent matter since the cost of living continues to rise.
The last set of allowances increases were way back in 1996. Just imagine. Traveling allowance was last increased in 1995 when the cost for gasoline was $200, about $200. Now the cost of gasoline is over $800. And we're getting the same travel allowance as we get in 1995. We're still getting that now.
First Vice President of the GPSU, Mortimer Liven, during a media briefing at the GPSU headquarters on Wednesday. Mr. Liven explained that it was necessary for the GPSU to include increases of allowances as part of its negotiations with the government. He said that it was settled upon that a committee would handle this and report to the negotiation teams so that the matter could be brought into the final agreement.
And finally, Republican senators say they will not give up on their efforts to repeal the Affordable Health Care Act, or Obamacare. This after the latest attempt failed in the U.S. Senate following a vote early this morning. 3 Republicans voted against the bill, which needed a simple majority to pass. President Donald Trump accused them of letting down the American people. And before the vote, one Senator, Mazie Hirono, spoke out in support of maintaining health insurance for the American people, saying she was one of the lucky ones.
When I came to this country as an immigrant, my mother brought me and my brothers to this country so we could have a chance at a better life. And we came here with nothing. She had low-paying jobs. There was no health coverage. Growing up as a young girl in Hawaii, my greatest fear was that my mother would get sick. And if she got sick, how were we going to pay for her care? How would she go to work? And if she didn't go to work, there would be no pay, there would be no money. I know what it's like to run out of money at the end of the month. That was my life as an immigrant here. And now, here I am, a United States Senator. I am fighting kidney cancer. And I'm just so grateful that I had health insurance so that I could concentrate on the care that I needed rather than how the heck I was going to afford the care that was going to probably save my life.
And that's news this afternoon. For more, you can visit our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also find us on Mix 96.9 FM. I am Marie Claire Williams. Good afternoon.